Good afternoon students, Ustad Sensei here and welcome back to another storytime video. You all know I love anime and it had an important impact on my life growing up. What you don't know is that one particular anime helped me win a gold medal in one of the biggest sports competition in the world. The anime in question is Hajime no Ippo. For those who don't know it, I suggest you start it as soon as possible as it is a gem of an anime. Hajime no Ippo is an incredible anime. I won't go into a deep dive on it in this video, but in my opinion, it is one of the best sports anime there is. Yes, even better than Baby Step and Kuroko no Basket. The story is very well developed, and more than that, the character development is so well constructed that it changed me. It is a very realistic anime that tackles a lot of difficulties and challenges athletes face and have to go through in their daily life. You see, Ippo is like any of us. He's a simple kid that goes to school every day, likes to read mangas, and has a pretty mundane lifestyle. What really stuck with me though is the bullying part of the anime. In the first few chapters, Ippo tries his best to stay out of trouble, but trouble keeps finding him. As you might expect, this is how his story starts. At first, he wants to get stronger, to help the people he loves, and to be able to stand tall in front of his bullies. But the more he trains, the more he realizes that his feelings go deeper than this. It is not about being strong or defending himself anymore. It is about how far can he push himself now? When will he reach his limits? What will his next challenge be? It's from here that the anime really takes shape and the character development kicks in. He starts to change physically and mentally without him even noticing. His sole focus now is to go forward and continuously push himself further. Now, you may be asking, how does all of this fit into me winning a gold medal? Well, as anime watchers, we always have a deep connection with an anime because we can relate to it in one way or another. This connection can drive us to do amazing things and surpass our limits. To me, that is what Hajime no Ippo did. It's an anime that managed to push me forward and take me to a place I thought I could never reach. When I was about 14 years old, my parents forced me to take taekwondo classes because I couldn't control my anger in school, and that was their solution to keep me out of trouble. I honestly didn't care for it at first, but when I started to read Hajime no Ippo, I thought, maybe I could do this too. Maybe I could push myself like him and train hard. Then maybe, just maybe, I could become stronger too. So I started my routine of reading chapters every day I had training and conditioned myself to be like Ippo and never give up. I slowly got better and better, and after a year or two, it got to the point where I could start competing in tournaments. So I did. I started with small tournaments to test the waters, and to my surprise, I was decent enough to win some gold and silver medal. That really helped me with my confidence, and I started to feel more comfortable in my day-to-day life. The same way I saw Ippo grow with every chapter, I started to see myself grow and change. It was an incredible feeling, and obviously, at the time, I would have done everything in my power to keep that feeling. The months went on to pass, and I won more and more competitions, to the point where I got invited to my first provincial tournament. From here, my training got even more intense, and I trained 6 days a week. All this while I was attending college and working part-time. I felt like I couldn't keep it together anymore, and something had to go. This lifestyle was burning me out, but I could not quit. I didn't put in all this work just to stop where it mattered. People didn't give up, no matter what happened, so why should I? I kept repeating this to myself over and over again, and everything slowly became less and even less heavy. I managed to win a gold medal at the provincial tournament and secure a place at the North American Open. I just couldn't believe it. It all began with a simple manga and a sport I didn't even like, and now I'm invited to compete in one of the biggest taekwondo tournaments in the world. Alright, just a quick side note here guys. I honestly find it fascinating how a piece of entertainment can change us so much. For people who look at it from the outside, a manga is just a manga and nothing more. A simple story that you read for entertainment. But growing up with this and forming a bond with a manga or an anime can truly push us to do amazing things. This is one of the reasons why I love it so much, because in a way, it shapes who we are today and who we'll become in the future. Now back to the story. We are now on the day of the tournament. I have just arrived at this gigantic sports center that is hosting the tournament, and I feel like I could puke at any moment now. This is where all my training and efforts come to play. This is do or die. I get ready, have my weight checked, and I go in without looking back. With a lot of work, pain, and resilience, I climb up the bracket and find myself facing my final opponent. I was almost there. Only one more fight and victory was mine. I can start to feel the air around me get pressed down on my skin. Everyone is staring at us. I hear screams left and right. I see my coach on my side and my family in the back. I take one last look and I close my eyes. It's time to block everything out and focus. It is me against him and nothing else. I get in position, I bow down to my opponent and take my stance. And the fight finally starts. I take one step forward and I throw a side kick. And then nothing. and then I can't see anything. Everything is pitch black. I slowly start hearing people screaming and someone counting in Korean? What happened? Where am I? All I can see now is Ippo on the floor. Why am I seeing this? Am I dreaming? I see him get back up, and I start to do so at the same time. And then I start to feel my body again. My vision gets less and less blurry, and everything comes back to me. Well, I got knocked down on my first second in the fight. I can barely breathe now, and I keep grasping for air, but I can't. I get back in position as fast as I can to show the referee that I can still fight, and the fight continues. I spent all 3 rounds trying to breathe and stopping myself from passing out. All I could do now was survive and throw a few kicks here and there. The fight ends, and I turned my head towards the scoreboard. 16-18, I had lost. I couldn't believe it. My soul was completely crushed. I took my silver medal and I went back home. Now, I know I lied. I didn't win the gold medal. But this story isn't about winning. It's about the importance an anime or manga can have on us. The same way Ippo changed mentally and physically without realizing it, I had too. I looked at myself and I saw someone else. I had changed so much throughout my months of training and I didn't even realize it. I was so focused on training and pushing myself that everything else had little to no importance anymore. I still read Hajime no Ippo to this day, and I teach Taekwondo on my free time. After my loss, I stopped training for tournaments and I focused on other things. All in all, it was one of my best experiences ever. Well, that was it for this week, everyone. If you have a similar story, make sure to share it in the comments. Subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and as always, stay safe and see you on the next one.